Hi guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we are now back with another kit review. And this is a brand new kit. I might be the first person ever to get this up on YouTube. I may be the first person to have one, I'm not sure. But this is the brand new Pocher Porsche 917K Golf Edition. And it's as I said, it's brand new. It's 1/8 scale, it's got 312 parts. It is beautiful. Now, I'm not going to lie, I am filming this after I filmed the video you're about to see, this little segment now. And I'm going to edit this into the bit I did before. So obviously before I do a video and start talking to you like this, I'm doing this at the end. So I'm going to edit this in if I can. And the reason I'm putting this in at the beginning after I've looked at the model is I'm blown away. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. This is a lot better than I was expecting. There are many parts in here. Well, just please watch the review all the way through. You might want to miss out the instructions if you've already seen them from my last but one video. The instructions look to be identical, but the review of the parts, the packaging, it's beautiful. They've taken parts off the Sprues and painted them for us. We've got flocked seats, we've got a flocked dashboard. There's different finishes to the paint. The tyres are just the tyres are worth looking at. I mean, this thing, it's lovely, and I've said this somewhere else in the video. You know, to call an £800 model kit a bargain is a bit stupid, really. So call me stupid, but compared to the other kits, the other models that are available of this, when you look at the price of them, this is a bargain. And I've said that somewhere else in the video. I know I have. So anyway, sit back, get yourself a beer, a cup of coffee or something, enjoy. You will be amazed. And if you were thinking there's no way I want that model, I love the Porsche 917, but there's no way I want that, please watch, okay? And if you were thinking, I might get that, I'll see what it's like, you're going to order it. And if you are going to order it, please use the code down below, because that tells Pocher that you've come from me, and it means they'll send me more stuff. So anyway, enjoy, sit back, and I'll see you at the end of it. It's nice. And yeah, what a beautiful one this is. It's called the Golf Edition. As you can see, she's in all the golf colours. No doubt they'll bring out a martini version as well. That was always a famous one. They may do the pink pig. Lots and lots of different colour schemes. Of course, the martini ones, you could get it in white or silver, couldn't you? So there's another couple of options there. But I think the body in the kit all comes I'm sure it does. It comes pre-painted and everything. So you haven't got to worry about all the orange paint and the black stripes. And if you're interested in getting one of these, down below this video in the description, not in the comments where you guys write, above there in the description, there's a link. And if you go there, you can find out about pre-ordering one. It's going to be available from September this year. I've got mine today, and Pocher have kindly agreed that I can do an unboxing video, so that's very good of them. So you're getting that today, fresh off the bat. So as usual with unboxing videos, we'll look at the box, we'll look at we'll go around the box, we'll look at the packaging, we'll look at the instructions, we'll look at the decals, we'll look at some parts. But yeah, this really is something else. It really is gorgeous. Very similar to the Lamborghini packaging wise. Not exactly the same, but very similar. Box I think is the same size. This kit has 312 pieces, and they give a recommended build time of 30 hours, which is very surprising because the Lamborghini had 789 pieces, I think, or 798, and they gave that a recommended build time of 20 hours. Obviously I took a lot longer because I did lots of painting and stuff, and videoing stuff slows you down anyway. But I'll be doing the same with this one. I'll be building this one, I'll be painting stuff. I'm not going to be adding any aftermarket. If I fall in love with it, I may take it apart afterwards and then really go to town and sort of start adding some braided lines and stuff. But at the moment, it's going to be built pretty much out of the box other than painting. So the build that you see me do will be indicative of what you can achieve should you want to buy this model. If you don't want to do any painting, you don't need to. The model will look absolutely fine. But I like to sort of add that finishing touch and a bit of discoloration on the exhausts, and where you've got, I've noticed where the ducting goes together for the air cooling, you know, it's made of two parts. I want to glue that, fill it, paint it, you know, make it all look like it's one piece rather than two parts. But honestly, when you look at the competition, you know, this model is just under £800. If you want to go for the Agora one, you can get them on eBay for about £2,500, I think, or £1,500. You can get the Agora one for about £1,200. There is one you can get which I think is pre-built. These are all 8 scale, and it was £13,000. If you go and look at my first review I did of this model back a couple of months ago, not the one I've just done with the instructions, the one before that when I initially announced this model, I talked about it in there, the competition and the prices. So this one, yeah, it's just under £800 and I'm calling it a bargain. Any model under £800 is not a bargain, but compared to the others, it's a bargain. And I think from certain angles it looks better as well. I haven't seen a close-up image of the £13,000 one. I'm sure that one is absolutely amazing, but £13,000 for an 8 scale model, really? I think I'd rather go and buy myself a Focus or something a couple of years old, yeah. Anyway, no, not a Focus, it's a Ford, isn't it? So let's have a look around the box. So on the front here we've got a beautiful picture there. We've got the official Porsche logo there for the licensing and everything. It's a Golf sponsored product, and Pocher have got the licenses and everything, and trademarks and all described in the instructions and everything. So going around the box, we have here, this is an image, the reflection you can see there, that's actually the camera. So sorry about that. We've got down here, we've got the display case you can buy separately, HK200, you can get one of those. We've got some trademark information down here from Porsche and from the Golf livery. It's saying 14 plus. We're talking about the packaging materials here. We're talking about YouTube, we've got Facebook, it says made in China, and then over here we've got some information about the car itself and the drivers. This car, is the depicted model in here, is actually the second placed car that did the 1,000 kilometers of Monza in 1971, and this was actually the Derek Bell, we all know Derek Bell, famous driver, and the Joe Siffert car, and it finished second to its sister. So the number one car, well, the first place car, this was a number one car obviously, the first place car of that race was actually another Porsche 917. So there we are. We've got in all different languages down here, which is cool. Going around the box then, we've got here on the end, we've got a sort of rear quarter on view, which is very nice indeed. And then coming around here, we've got a beautiful side-on image, looking very, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful racing car, classic lines. Everybody loves a 917, everybody. And there we go, and there's the front on view, and that's the actual image I used for the avatar on my last video, wasn't it, on my, when I did the sort of, yes, it's finally here. So there we go, beautiful, beautiful model. Let's get that box over there out of the way for now. We can't get it out of the camera, can we? So here we have decals. So as soon as you open the box, by the way, this kit comes in that big cardboard sleeve I showed you earlier, and it's wrapped in a big plastic bag. So if you want a big plastic bag, this is a great way to get one. So there we are. And then you've got here, we've got the decal sheet. Unfortunately, it looks like this has had a bit of a fold in it. Oh no, it's just the bag, sorry. The bag has obviously been folded before the decal sheet was put in there. The decal sheet is fine, it's the bag that's folded. And we've got here, we've got our great big number ones, and we've got our Golf logos and everything there. And we've got those lovely flashes for the wheels. I'm assuming those flashes on the wheels were so the pit crew could easily see what car was what, or they knew what wheels were what for what car. I don't know, maybe a bit of research. But I'm certainly going to do some research and getting pictures for this, because I always thought all the bare open composite and that was Kevlar. Apparently it's not, it's fiberglass. It's that early. I mean, this thing was doing 240 mile an hour down the Mulsanne Straight at Le Mans. That's before they had the silly chicanes in there. And yeah, you think the Mark II Escort wasn't even out yet, was it? In fact, was the Mark 1, yeah, the Mark 1 Escort was out, but I don't think the Mark II was out. And this thing, looking at it, you know, look at the style, and it was doing 240 mile an hour. Wow. So here we are, lovely instruction manual, all sealed up. It's nice to know that everything in this kit is sealed. So, you know, it's all not going to get damaged by any damp or anything if it's left out, or if you need to store it in the garage to hide it away from certain people, then there you go. So the actual packaging The kit contains 3 boxes within its massive box, and here is one of the boxes. This is the cardboard box, and I'm assuming this is going to be all the sprues and everything. But as you can see, it's got the secure, they call it a guarantee seal on there. So that's all good. So that's all sealed up. And then we've got another box here, which is polystyrene. Okay, so this is a big polystyrene box. You can see we've got inspection holes in there. It helps you lift it out of the box. Again, that one's sealed up, so we'll cut the tape open on that and have a look. So I don't really want to go tipping that up on its end. Gently tip it up on its side. And then here we have another smaller and lighter box, again polystyrene, and I believe this is going to be like windows and doors and things, because it's quite slim, and I think I can see down in there, I think I can see a window frame. Again, you've got those holes, so make sure when you put these in the box, put them with the holes facing up, or you won't be able to get the lids off. That is one of the biggest problems with this model, is actually storing the box while you're building it. I keep mine out on the landing and then go out and get the sprues as I need them, because it's just mad. Okay, so the first video, obviously this is going to be the first video, so this is the unboxing. The second video I'm going to call a teaser, so you're going to get that one before the release. And what I'm going to do with that one is talk about getting yourself ready. I know that a few of you have ordered this kit, and I know that a few of you have ordered it on the back of me talking about it. So I owe it to you to do my best with it. And as I said, it's you guys clicking on that link that lets Pocher know that, you know, I'm sending you their way. So that's why they've sent me this, because so many of you did that with the Lamborghini. They know that it's worthwhile for them. So thank you very much to all of you guys. And if you keep doing it on this one, they'll send me the next one as well, which would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Especially if there's another one of these, a martini one. Imagine that one part next to a martini one. It's going to be like, I think it's 520 odd millimeters long, so that's like what, 2 feet long. It's a big old model. And as I said earlier, the box is 15 kilos. So what we're going to do, I think the first thing we'll ever do is have a quick flick through the instructions. I'll go to the overhead camera. No, what we'll do while we're here on the iPhone camera, I couldn't think of a name of it. I think we'll have a look in this box and see what's in here, because I think this is just going to be bags and bags of sprues. It's probably going to be impossible to get back in. Yep. Be very careful when you open these boxes, guys, because as you will see here, inside there we've got sills. Okay, so we've got the sills of the model. I'm not worried about the colours on this one, because I'm not worried about having plastic and die-cast parts, because this is a very deep orange colour. I don't think there's going to be a change of colour. And this sill doesn't contact any other orange parts, so if there is the tiniest mismatch, it won't notice. But here you can see, as I say, be very careful when you just slice these boxes open. So here you can see we have lots and lots. Stay open, please. This was a problem with the Lamborghini box. We're going to stay open. You can see here we've got lots and lots of sprues in that box. Now I can't see what I'm showing you, but there you go. So yeah, the bloody lid's closed again. So bags and bags and bags of sprues, all beautifully individually bagged. Got a piece of rogue tape there. Lots of separate little pieces, and lots of pre-painted, little pre-painted parts. That's a nice touch. So yeah, and then we've got some vinyl parts in here. We've got a brake cooling hoses. But I'll show you all this in a minute on the overhead camera. Ooh, I want to see this. Oh yeah, we've got a seat here, and it looks like the seat has been flocked in red, or has it? I'm not sure. It looks like it has. So that's a nice touch. I think this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I think this is going to be stunning, guys. There's a rear light there. We've got a fan belt. Oh yeah. Lovely. Right. Oh, we've got some great big disc brakes here as well. And some great big intake trumpets. Wheels, tyres. The tyres look stunning. Right. Let's have a look at the instructions, and then we can have a look. Whoops, it won't stand on there. This is the problem, it's finding room to keep all this bloody stuff. Right. So let's have a look at the instructions and stuff, and the decals, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look at the plastic parts, and then we'll see what's in those big die-cast boxes. See you in a sec. So as with all my reviews, I'm going to start off by looking at the instructions. Now, I've already done an instruction video back a couple of weeks ago, and you may have already seen that, so if you want to flick through, you can. If I think of it, I'll put a timestamp up here or up here, or somewhere on the screen as to where you can flick forward to, but I'll probably forget, so if you see what it is, put it in the comments below. But you might want to flick forward if you've already seen the instructions. But if you haven't seen the instructions already, then stick around, or if you want to see them again, stick around. So here you can see it's a mainly sort of it's a tricolour. It's bicolour. It's black and white. It's black and red on white paper. So you can see up here we've got HK118, and this is the Golf edition. So it's all sort of line drawn instructions. You have to be a little bit careful working through these. But if you want to build one of these and follow along with me, then I'll take you right the way through it. I may jumble up the build sequence a bit. I think they want you to do the gearbox first. Yes, I may well decide to do something else first. We shall see. But I may just follow it through. So you can see here we've got all our legend, got our health and safety stuff over here. In fact, no, we haven't. This is telling you all about the car, how it was classed as being too fast. So that's that, and then we've got line drawings of the car, left, right, fore and aft. We have our legend here, so we've got assembled group, we've got assembly phases, assembly order. That's one worth really following. Here we've got screw, so you'd think that's a straight screw and a Phillips screw. This is actually a screw, and that is actually a pin. So there we go, and you've got a symbol there, WD, that's a water decal. Q, that's a sprue number, and then TU, that's going to be a cable. Just think of tube or something, and that drop sign there is telling you you've got to use some glue. They're saying cement, it may well be super glue you've got to use. Down here, as I say, in the next video I'll be showing you how to get prepared and getting the little boxes and getting all your screws sorted and everything. But down here we have all our screws and pins. So we've got A to O on the screws, and we've got 1, 2, 3 on the pins. We're going to need to get an M1.5 tap, a 2.3, a 2mm, and there we go. Yeah, we just need a 2.3, a 2 and a 1.5. So there we are. There's a big M6 called for there, and if you remember I talked about that before. I think that's the big bolts that go up underneath to mount it into the case. So if you're not using the case, you won't need to. You won't need that one. So here we are going into the instructions. First things first, we've got the top of the gearbox going down on, and then well, you can see here they've got an assembly sequence, so they're telling us to fit that UJ in there first, then fit that UJ in there. No doubt they're going to be connected. Oh no, they've got J screws holding them, so you're going to put screws inside there first, okay, and then you're going to put this together, and this all screws together. They're asking you to glue this on. So you've got 1, 2, 3, that's those massive air ducts, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Okay, so there is an assembly sequence there. Make sure you follow it or you'll mess up. This is what I was talking about earlier. Like here, we have these parts going together. These are the massive air ducts that go and cool the rear brakes, I believe, or are they just cooling the transmission? I'm not sure. I think the brakes are inboard on this, aren't they? I'm not sure. But basically, they are two halves. I want to glue those together, deal with the seam, sand them down, paint them, try and make them look like fiberglass, and that's going to be a right challenge. So here we've got the engine going together, engine blocks going onto the transmission, and then we're adding the cylinder heads, adding in the exhaust manifolds, building up the exhaust manifolds first. So we'll use the cylinder head as a guide, as a jig to build those exhausts up on, and then we'll paint them. They've got to be painted white. And then we've got the cam covers going onto the cylinder heads. So yeah, we've got cylinder blocks there, there's our barrels, and then we've got a cylinder head with our cam covers going on. There's no internal detail on this engine, not like the old Pocher kits. It just adds to cost. It adds to the fun of the build, but it would double the cost of the kit, I think. So there we go, so that's all going on. And down here they've got a little legend. They're telling you you're going to need 8 of screw E, 7 of screw G, and 14 of screw J. So that's a nice touch. So you can get those out of your box and get prepared. Here we've got the cooling ducts going on, so this is where the fan goes and blows the air down over the engine to keep it cool. Bear in mind this is air cooled, this engine. We've got our fuel injector distributor going there, and then we've got the alternator, some hoses, some bits and bobs, and this all going on this front cover, and then that's all going to go onto the front of the engine. 2 distributors, So 2 banks of 6, giving you a flat 12. And then here it's going to look like when it's all assembled, you can see those massive air ducts. Okay, so coming over the page, we've got all our wiring diagrams now. This is for our spark plug leads. So we've got 2 distributors. Yes, the younger ones amongst you may have never seen a distributor before, but they actually had distributors in these days. A rotor arm that went round and round inside. Yes, and then so you've got 2 lots of 6. So you've got 1 bank here, 1 bank there, and you've got 1 to 12, and the lengths are going to be identical because basically they're just exactly the same, sort of mirrored. So that's how it's going to look when it's done. You might want to put some clamps or something on there, tie some wire around, get them all neatly bound up. Have a look at some references. There are millions of reference photos of this engine on Google Images. Throttle linkage going in here. We've got the exhaust pipes going in there. They're beautiful. They're metal. On other ones, they're plastic, and obviously you can't get that really nice metallic look using plastic. And they're going to glue this rear bracket on there that supports the ends of the tailpipes. So that, I think, is our engine finished. Then we're going to build up this space frame, drop the engine in. Okay, and then we've got our, I think that's our coils going in there. And then we're going to add this frame onto the top. So this is all screwed, this is all glued. If you remember, I talked about when I did my first review of this, I was wondering if we could kind of build this upside down, paint it so that all the joints up here on the top are all nicely covered and sanded and smoothed and everything, and then bring the engine in from underneath and put the bottom on. So I'm going to be having a little toy with that and see if it's possible. I will let you know, and you will see me do it. Whether you can or can't, you'll see whether I can or can't. There we go. So we've got the decal placement there for our instrument panel. It's going to be fairly simple. It's just going to have warning lights. Probably it's going to have a fuel gauge and maybe an ammeter, oil pressure gauge or something like that. Instrument panel going together there. We've got this bracketry going together here. So be careful with that. Make sure you know what you're doing when you look at that. So that's looking at the back of H19, and it's telling you you've got some screws going through that piece there, L2, and they're going to go through into there, and then there's other screws going up underneath. So that's what this is showing you. Don't worry, I'll show you all that when we get to it. Fuel tanks going in the sides. Don't forget the driver sat in between the fuel tanks, which was really nice for him. And then that instrument panel is going down they're screwing the fuel tanks into the instrument panel, sorry. And then this is all going down into the forward floor unit. So that's all going to be big and hefty. Front wishbones going in, and we've got some pins going in there. You can see the I symbol. That's our pins going in. So hopefully they'll be a nice press fit and stay in there on their own. Pedal box going in, master cylinders. There's the throttle pedal there. So that's a footrest, that's the throttle pedal there, duh. And then we've got that pedal box assembly going into there. This is how race cars used to be, with a pedal box in the floor. And then we've got our steering links going in to connect the front hubs to the steering. We've got our shock absorbers going together there with our springs. That's all being added in. And then we're adding our front disc brakes with the cooling ducts and everything. And we're building up a bulkhead. We've got a battery there. We've got some electronic boxes there. And there's another pair of coils there. So interesting. We've got some more frame going in here. We've got the master cylinders for the brakes. There's a big master cylinder. I'm assuming that's a washer bottle or something. And then here we've got cooling ducts for the front brakes, and we've got cooling ducts for the driver as well. So cooling ducts there. Yeah, this is for the brakes, that one, and then these two are for the driver. So they come through knacker ducts in the front of the car. Adding in the seats, you've got this small seat here. That was just there for show. Regulations stated they have to have 2 seats. That's why it doesn't have any belts. Regulations also state they had to carry a spare wheel, which is why you'll see they always have a tiny little spare wheel, which you'll see in a minute. And then that firewall's going on there into the back of the cockpit. And we've got that floor section being screwed in, gear linkage going in over there. Building up our seat belts with straps and everything. We're going to have to get some double-sided tape or something on to make them lie down a bit natural. And then here we have the fuel system going in with the cooling fan. So you've got that big cooling fan going on there. That's all going to drop down onto the top where the trumpets are and everything. And then you've got your fuel pipes going into the top of the trumpets, just literally spraying fuel in as they opened. Very, very basic. Here I'm assuming this is going to be oil filter, oil pump and stuff like that. I'm assuming this is the oil tank and everything going in here. I can't remember now from doing my previous review. Yeah, this is going to be the fuel side of things. So you've got your fuel filler there, and then we've got fuel pumps and everything there. So it's oil one side, fuel the other. We've got some wishbones going in there. We've got that tank there going in the side. I'm assuming that's a waste tank for the breather. And then we've got fuel here. And then, or is that oil? That's oil and that's fuel, I think. Yeah, oil this side, fuel that side. All going in, all beautifully done with vinyl pipe work. It looks like they dropped that moulded vinyl pipe in like we had on the Lamborghini that I had so much trouble with, and I've just gone to the normal type Tamiya sort of hosing. We've got water decals to go on there on the sides. And then here we've got the anti-roll bar going in. I was wrong, those cooling ducts must be for the transmission because the brakes are outboard. So there we are. And then we've got shock absorbers here, brakes going onto the uprights. Typical old rear engine race car stuff, just like a Formula 1 car, isn't it? Very nice indeed. And then we've got the rear fenders going in. Don't forget these should be fiberglass colour, so you have to paint those if you want to. And they're telling us here to fit that decal onto that bonnet now. Okay. And then we've got the straps here which are going to hold the spare wheel. As I said, it's this stupidly small tyre. So there we go, that's the way they did it to get it in. And then we've got the intakes here for those massive cooling ducts. Bolting the doors. Hang on a second. Don't tell me the doors are one piece. Have you already built the doors up? Okay, it's interesting. Looks like the doors are already made up. So you put the doors in, and then we've got this interior frame going in here. So that's DC-A5, that's DC-15. So this is all going to go in with screws and everything, so that's going to be dead handy. And then we've got the rear clamshell going on. Again, we've got hinges going in there, we've got more air ducting. And then here we've got our headlights being built up. So we've got bezels and everything in there, we've got clear lenses. They're telling us to make sure we get them the right way up. They're going to look beautiful, I just know it. And then we've got here, we've got the, okay, so the doors going in and then the clear windows are going to go in from the outside. So they're going to be glued in, I'm guessing. They've got that hazard warning there. I don't know why they've got a hazard warning. I don't know why they got a hazard warning there. Maybe be careful with the glue or whatever. It doesn't actually say glue. Maybe it clips in. Again, I will let you know when I get there. And then here you've got that rear end going down and there's a pin going in there. So that rod can go into that place there, I'm guessing. So we're screwing the body down onto the floor pan. And then we're going to build up the wheels and tyres, telling us to put the tyres in water. I'd rather use hot air myself. But it's up to you how you want to do it. And then we've got decals going on here onto the wheels. It's telling us water decal 13, water decal 6. And then the same here on the other side. There we go. And then we've got the trumpets going on to the top of the air intakes there. We've got the air intakes here. I've noticed on a lot of the images I'm seeing, these parts here are actually painted black. I'm not sure if that's an after race edition. I'm not sure if that was what they covered them up with. But again, do your research. Little gurney flaps going on there with the little supports and everything, and the actual front going on there. And then we've got decals going on the doors. Job done. Very nice indeed. And then fitting it onto the actual base should you want to. And then we've got empty pages. So that's our instruction manual, covered in about half an hour for you. Right, so decal sheet looks absolutely gorgeous, very, very crisp. You're only going to get one shot with these, so be very, very careful. Looks like here we've got you might decide to paint the circles and paint the one on yourself, whatever you decide to do. But we've got the actual, that's going to go into a knacker duct there, so that's going in, and you've got little side pieces there, and then a piece across the back. So you may, as I say, you may decide to paint all that. Water decal 10, water decal 11, not exactly sure where they're going, I don't remember in the instructions. And then we've got our wheel decals there, and they are each individual piece, so you'll have to make sure you get them nicely lined up. And then we've got the Golf there, beautiful. So that's that. You will also see, going through the manual, going through the kit, you will see, like on this bag here, we have WD. So that is showing you it's water decal. Now, if you remember the Lamborghini, it was quite difficult because there's a lot of different references and stuff. It's sometimes quite hard to find the parts. This kit, to be honest, looks a lot more straightforward. So I think it's going to be a much simpler build. I think it's probably going to be a quicker build as well. So the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and get the cardboard box with all the sprues in, and we'll have a look what's in there. Okay, so here's the great big box, and it's massive. We can open it up like this, and you can see that we have many sprues inside here. And yeah, that's just like a Lamborghini. It's a nightmare to stay open. It just does not want to stay open. So if I can bend that over, make it go back on itself. There we go. Right, so as you can see, we have lots and lots and lots of sprues. As I said earlier, we've got these side panels in here. They've got the black stripe on them already. So it's all pre-painted, all very nicely done. We've got lots and lots of small pre-painted parts. And you can see that everything is bagged up in bags and in bags again. So very nicely done. There's a bag of bits there with the seats and everything in. And then we've got, I think we've got 2 trays here. Yes, we have. We've got 2 trays here taped together. And these are all our brakes. And then we've got a load of other suspension parts and everything here. And I must admit, this looks beautifully cast. It actually looks really nice. When you consider this was a 240 mile/hour car, you look at the size of these calipers compared to that Lamborghini, it's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, very nice indeed. This all looks like metal. These brakes look like metal as well. It looks like everything in there is metal. And then we've got plain black plastic sprues. We have, oh, there's our windscreen. So it's not our windscreen, we can see in that other box. That's going to have a protective plastic sheet over it. And you can see here they've also got that yellow tinting to the parts, which is nice. And then we've got our rear light lenses there. They are gorgeous. Look at those. This is going to look like a very nice model when it's done. Wow. This is a step on from the Lamborghini, guys. This really is. I mean, that Lamborghini was nice, but this is beautiful. We've got a bag of bits there. We've got all sorts of tubing. We've got red tubing. We've got exhaust pipes there. Oh, I can't wait to have a look in there. Look at these tyres. Hey, look at those tyres. We've got the Firestone on and the stripe. That is quality. Beautifully done. And they've got the Firestone and the stripe on both sides. So we may have to use hot water. I don't want to risk melting those decals. And then here we've got our headlight bezels. There's our rear ducting. That's the bit that's got to be painted fiberglass. Or you can just leave it as it is. It's entirely up to you. Very nice indeed. We have, there's our big rear fenders that are going to go underneath the bodywork. For accuracy, if you want to, you're going to paint these in that fiberglass colour. Tamiya XF4 is a good colour. I think maybe lighten it up a bit with a dot of yellow. And then perhaps give it a dry brushing with white. I don't know. We'll have to have a good look at the real pictures and see how we can pick it up. So we've got here, as I showed you earlier, we've got some vinyl tube in there. That's all our cooling ducts. We've got a couple of belts there. Pre-painted parts. So we've got some pre-painted parts here for the cooling ducts underneath the rear cover. That's all very nice. We've got our instrument panel there. Is that flocked? Looks like it might be flocked, I'm not sure. Lighting is not the best, and I can't get the light switch at the moment because there's bloody great boxes in the way. And then we've got our wheel nuts there, centre lock wheels, and there's the spare wheel there. All the cooling ducting for the engine. Wow. Right, let's have a good look at some of this and then play the game of getting it back in the box again. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is just go through the bags as they come out of the box in no particular order. We'll just open them up, we'll have a look inside, and then I'm going to go through and letter the bags so that I know what's actually going on. In fact, what I'm going to do is letter them as I do this now. So this is sprue C, so I'm going to grab a Sharpie, Mr. Unprepared as per usual, and I'm going to put on here C. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to cut this bag open and have a look inside. So we have in here, This is our C sprue. It looks like they've already taken some parts off. Now, it does look like this is painted. That is definitely painted. So, that's cool. So yeah, that's painted. So this is our ducting. This is where the fan blows through and the air is forced. It's forced from the outside to go around the cylinders, and they've got cooling fins on them. So there's the fan there. You can see there's the top and bottom of the fan, and then there's the actual fan drive unit there. So all very nicely done. And then in here we have, this is C3. So no doubt that part, okay, that part was in there. So I'm hoping they've cleaned the sprue gates up nicely before they've painted it. That's okay. And then this is C4. So they've actually taken the parts off the sprues and painted them for us. So that would have been in there, and that would have been in there. Nice touch, isn't it? So that's our side piece there with our fuel tank cover, and this is the top piece. Remember I said it's quite soft, the plastic. Remember I said I looked like in visions, in pictures I'd seen this was painted black. Well, there we go. There it is, painted black. And then here, C5, so this would have been up there, look. And this is our fuel pump, fuel injector pump and distributor. So you can see you've got your 12 outlets there. Beautifully done. You'll get a closer look at all this when I actually come to build it, guys. So I'm going to put all this back in its bags as it came out, because that's all sprue C. So that's pretty cool. They're actually taking parts off the sprue for us and painting them and then putting them back in the bag with the parts. So here we have, this is going to be sprue K, and again we've got parts taken off. So is this sprue K? Yes, this is sprue K. So we'll put a K up there. And that is a tip I would recommend you do. It makes it a lot easier to find these sprues when they're all in the box, especially when you first start. Once you start clearing some out, it gets a lot easier. So in here we have, there's our battery with its tie down. Let me get that light out of the way. Battery that's tied down, so that's very nice. So that's KI or K114. This is K3. So that's our oil tank, okay, with the strap on the top, very nicely done. And then here is K1-6, and that's going to be some sort of, I don't know, some sort of filter housing or something, no doubt. And then here we have the K sprue. Again, that kind of feels like it's painted. It kind of feels painted, I'm sure it is. So anyway, there we go. So this is K1 and this is K. So we'll do that and we'll put on here, we'll put on the bag, we'll put K1 like that. Okay, and do that all the way through, guys. So there we've got our, that's the panel there for the footrests. Got some ejector pin marks in there we'll get rid of. And then all sorts of little tiny bits and pieces here. We've got a distributor there. And we've got a pipe and another pipe there. So yeah, I'm sure this is painted. This is beautiful, guys. This is really, really nice. Then we've got this massive bag here. So I'm not going to even start writing on this bag yet, because I'm sure we've got multitudes of sprues in here. So we can pour all this out. Right. So what have we got in here? We have D. Now I don't need to write D, because if I don't know what that is, then I should not start modelling. So here we've got sprue D. So that is our side skirts for our bodywork. So that's plastic parts. Really nice. And then here we've got some, these are the gurney flaps at the rear, so they're pre-painted in that lovely golf blue colour. So they're very nice indeed. Here we have, is that a swirl pot or a fuel inlet or something like that? That's D17, and then D10, that looks like straps for the spare wheel. Again, they're all cleaned up and painted for us. Here we have the fuel filler. Okay, and here we have what look like coils. To paint those, there's seam lines on there we'll have to get rid of, so they'll have to be painted again. And then there's going to be a seam line down there, so that'll have to be painted again. Remember, all this is visible when you lift the clamshell up at the back. And then here we have, these are the top of our trumpets. So that's our baffle plates to go on top of the trumpets. And here we have the headlights. You can see the bulbs in the bottom, very nicely chromed up. And then here we've got their brackets there to hold up the gurney flaps on the back. Again, cut off the sprue and painted for us. So this looks like it's all D sprue. So we'll put up there D, D1. Right. So we get all that back in there. If it'll go in. In fact, that needs to be on the top, doesn't it? Got those sprues rubbing against that lovely orange paint. I'm sorry I'm having to put everything back away, guys, but you can imagine I would just end up with a mountain of parts and a mountain of plastic bags otherwise. Okay, here's another interesting little bag. Right, so this is, I'm not sure what this is, but again we've got parts cut off. So this is B, so this one's going to be B. Right, so here we have seats which look as though they're flocked. They are. I'm not going to get them out now because I don't want to get finger marks all over them, but they are actually flocked. They are beautiful. If I can get the camera to get in there, you can see through that hole in the bag. That is actually flocked, and they are beautifully done. And there's no red fluff in the bag, which means all that flocking is staying on there really nice. So that is lovely. Wow, this is something else. This thing is something else. So again, we've got more B parts here, and no doubt, yeah, there's B3 and 4. So they've got parts taken off the sprue and then painted for us. That tiny little T handle there, look, painted in gloss red. And then we've got this little, that's the strap, that's for the harness. That's where the belts are going to go through. This is mad. This is just absolutely stunning, guys. I'm going to carefully place that one in there so that the seat sits in that hollow. There we are. I cannot believe the work they've gone to produce this kit. You know, you imagine trying to do this in mass production. No wonder it's got a slight delay on it. Blimey. I've worked in, well, when I used to work, I worked in engineering all my life. And planning was a nightmare. Planning this through the production line must have been an absolute nightmare. Right, so what have we got here? Is this all F? Why is the battery run out then on the camera? What are we, 3/4 of an hour in? So basically, sprue F, in fact we're more than that, aren't we? Because we've got the other bit on the iPhone as well. This is probably going to go on for about an hour and a half. So there's our centre lock there, centre lock nuts. So that's all nice. This is actually sprue F. And then here we've got, is that part of the foot pedals assembly or part of the oil? I'm not sure. It's something. It's actually something that goes in the model, but it's beautiful and it's painted silver. And then here we've got the oil cooler, which is going to go up the front, so we can get all that lovely Goodrich piping painted up with the metallic reds and blues. We got those. We got LP45 and LP46, which is very nice. So there we are. So that's our oil cooler going to go up front. Got that little red double pipes there, so that's F5. So they've taken that off and painted it for us. They've left me nothing to do. And then here we've got our dashboard, and again that is flocked. So that's going to look really classy. And if you look on here, I've got to have a look at this. We've got to have a look at this, guys. This bag is already half open. I'll have to look at this and then tape it back up. Look at this. That's why I don't want to take it out, because of the static. Look at that. They've got the ignition switch there painted. They've got all the actual buttons there, or lights, and they've got it all done in German. So yeah, really, really beautiful. All we've got to do is add a decal in there, and then that'll be that done. So very, very nice indeed. Unfortunately, where this has been rubbing around in the bag, you can see that we've got some issues going on there, but I'm sure we can sort that out. Maybe we'll give it a very light coat of matte black to seal it in or something. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's nothing to worry about. Looking for my 18mm masking tape. So we'll take it that way around so we don't go over the sticker. That was rubbish, wasn't it? Come on, Nige, get yourself together. Right, so that's going to go in there like that. And then this sprue here, this has our engine front cover on it, alternator there, so we can get some painting done on there. And then there's our spare wheel. And we've got lots of little pieces there with some beautiful moulded on detail on them. Very nice indeed. You can see the detail on there with the alternator and everything. Lovely. And of course the beauty of this model as well over the Lamborghini is with this you can see it all. You can lift the clamshell up and you'll see all of it. Not just the intake manifold. Let's have a look at this one here. So we've got another bag here with many coloured parts and parts taken off the sprues. Wow, this is something else. Do you know what? I just had a thought. Pocher could do a budget edition, and they could do this kit with nothing painted and sell it for maybe £150 cheaper or something, for those modelers that want to paint everything themselves. Just a thought. But having seen this now, I think this is worth every penny they're asking. So there's our G sprue. So this is G, and in here we have, I'm guessing that's part of the interior there. I'm guessing. And then here we've got that some of that intake trunking at the rear. This is the intake trunking that goes down into those. So these sit up in the clamshell, draw air in from the outside, and then pump it down into that cooling part at the back. That's our exhaust support. That looks gorgeous. That's so prominent on the finished model. And then here we've got some sort of filler. You've got the pipe coming off the side, and that's all painted for us as well. That's quite flexible. We've got this here, G5, whatever that is. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it'll all become clear. And then that's another piece of ducting there. And as you can see, that they've given you the whole sprue with all the bits taken off. The only bit that's going to let this down is if they haven't cleaned them up well before they've painted them. But hopefully the designers have put the sprue gates in non-obvious locations. So this looks like this one's going to be H. Always do that, guys. I realised that with the Lamborghini. That's like an I. So put a line under it so you know it's an H. I honestly think this will build an absolute masterpiece without any paint whatsoever. This is stunning. Right, so we've got windscreen wipers here, some kind of tubing there. We've got the windscreen wiper mechanism here. Remember, this is how they used to do it. They had an arm there to keep the blade straight across the windscreen as it went across. That's part of the gear linkage, is it? And then we've got some brake calipers there. Look how small they are compared to that Lambo. And then there's this bracket there for the steering column. So that's all the bits they didn't paint. Well, they may have, I think they've painted it black. I'm sure this is painted, or they've found this fantastic way of finishing the tool to give this beautiful satin gloss, this satin finish on their parts. But it is beautiful. Right, we've got this mountain of parts here. So These look like coils to me, ignition coils. And they're painted in the blue with the aluminium straps holding them in. So they're stunning. That looks like a small piece of dashboard, if you ask me. It's got a couple of knobs on it. Look at that, we've got the actual surrounds. Look at that. How difficult would that be to paint? They've actually got the surrounds of those buttons painted, but the actual knobs themselves are black still. How the earth have they painted that? That's incredible. As I say, we've got a masterpiece here. This is something else. Looks like an oil filler perhaps. Something to do with the oil system. You can see on there, you see this is what I was talking about. We've got a sprue gate there. Right there on the side. And if that's visible, we want to sand that and then we've got to paint it again anyway. But for those that don't want to paint, you know, for those of you that can't paint, you just want to build a big 917 for a lot less money than you can get one anywhere else, this is just going to be absolutely stunning. This is just gorgeous. I mean, look at the colour they got on there. It's perfect. That's our master cylinders for our well, it's our reservoirs for the master cylinders for the brakes. All pre-painted for you. So if you're thinking about a Christmas present for a loved one, and they've built a few models, they'll absolutely love this, and they'll be able to work along with me, follow my videos and get it done. It's mainly going to be screwed together. There's going to be some gluing involved, but I mean, with all this pre-painting and that stuff done, you're going to end up with something that everybody's going to visit your house. They're just going to be all over it. They're going to want to look at it because it's just beautiful. This is lovely, absolutely lovely. That's the trumpets there for the intakes for the rear coolers. There's that panel that's going in the floor. And then here we have, what are they? I'm not sure, maybe they're knobs or something, I'm not sure. Buttons? Don't know. Whatever, again, you see where they're painted, when we take them off the sprue, we're going to have to paint the top anyway, so, you know, doesn't matter. And then that, I'm not sure what that is. That goes on the top of the dashboard, I think. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it sprays water in the driver's face if he starts to fall asleep. So there we go. That there, I'm thinking that's probably some sort of catch can for the oil mist from the engine. Can't believe this. We've got 16 minutes left on the camera and we've still not finished the box yet. I don't care how long this takes. You'll watch it for as long as you want or not. But I think after watching this, if you've got any fondness for a Porsche 917, I think you'll be going to order this. Wow, look at this. This is sprue J. So we'll put a J on there. Right. So there's J1. So there's our oil cooler pipes. This is what I'm saying at the end. We'll get all these painted up so they look like Goodrich. That'll be lovely. And then this here, there's our steering wheel. You can see they've got the nuts painted on the steering wheel. So, you know, you can tell people I did that. You know, you can do all this and they'll think you're a master painter. Rear view mirror there. No doubt we're going to have a chrome sticker to go in there. And then we've got some bracketry and stuff. And then there's those covers that go over the intake. I'm not sure if this is a later edition. I'm not sure if when they actually raced they had this on there. That's something I need to look into and I will let you know. Although saying that, probably as you're reading this, look down in the comments, I bet somebody's already answered the question. But beware of people that think they know versus people that actually know. So be wary of that one. Right. So this is going to be A. Okay. So we've got a windscreen there, which is beautifully surrounded with black. So when we put it in, I'm not sure if we've got to glue that in or whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We have our beautiful rear light lenses there. Look how lovely they are. Oh, they look gorgeous, don't they? Side windows here, patinaed in the yellow colour, which is nice. Sorry, that's headlamp covers, isn't it? These are the side windows. There we are, pre-patinaed in that yellow colour. And then here we have our rear screen and we have our headlamp lenses there. I'm looking on these. I remember the instruction. Yes, it does have it on there. I can't see it through these plastic bags are very thick. They obliterate a lot of detail. But yeah, we've got the proper Wipact stuff on there, so we need to make sure we get them the right way around. I'm sure that's what they are anyway. So yeah, very nice indeed. Lovely clear parts, and they're all beautifully packaged in lovely quality bags. So they're all going to be unscratched and beautiful. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Again, I'm going to seal this one up because I don't want them floating around in the box with sharp edges falling on them and everything. There we go. Right, let's get this box emptied. Come on. Right, we're nowhere near it yet. So there's our wheels. So they are beautifully protected. What's that in there? Whoops. The bag's not sealed. That's okay, then you don't have to seal the bag. But they are in this resealable bag for some reason. Probably they found that they get scratched with the plastic. So they're painted, they're ready to go, ready for the decals and everything. You may choose to put a gloss coat on them and then give them a satin coat afterwards, seal the decals in. But they are beautiful. You can see massive rear wheels and smaller front wheels. Lovely. There's the outer rim. I think those silver bits we saw earlier were the valves. Yeah, I think they were valves. So, I'm guessing these are the front wheels. Okay, I think these are the front wheels, and then these are the outer rims for the rear wheels. Those rear wheels are that wide. Yeah, they're big. They're bigger than you've got on your Ford Mondeo. Right, here we have tyres. Now they're individually bagged, so I'll get one out because I think this is a real big feature of this model. I think these tyres are a major feature of this model. They look absolutely stunning. Look at that, guys. Got the stripe around the outside, which is perfect. They must have spent a fortune on tooling to make all this stuff. You got the Firestone on there as well, and they've also got it on the inside, which is a really nice touch. Again, just like a Lamborghini, have a look at your tyres, see which side is best, and then have the best side facing out. You can see this one's got a little indentation there. It's probably where a sprue's been sitting on it. Leave it for a couple of days, it'll probably come back out. That's one of the problems with kits. They tend to, sprues tend to damage other things, especially when they've come halfway around the world, and especially these days when they have to spend an extra 6 weeks on a ship. So here we go. How on earth did I get that out of there? Did it go that way? Here we go. Okay, so that's our tyres. You've got 5. There's that one little tiny spare you can see there. But they are beautiful. They are absolutely stunning. What else have we got? I can't reach. We have a bag here of vinyl parts. I'm not going to get these out because they're just vinyl parts. So we've got brake cooling ducts, cockpit cooling ducts. We've got a vinyl hose of some sort there. We've got a fan belt there. Another belt there. So I'm not getting those out for now. And then we have a bag here. Looks like headlamp bezels. What's all this then? What's all this in here then? Right, so here's a headlamp bezel, and they've got the little side lights there painted in silver, or either that or the little washer jets, I'm not sure. I think they're side lights. There's another bracket for that steering column there. Look, this one's broken off the sprue. I'm going to take this one off the sprue now so it doesn't get damaged anymore, and then we'll put them individually in some little bags. I don't want that edge to get damaged, just in case it's visible. I don't think it is. I think it's going to go up underneath, but just in case. And we'll break those tabs off of there because they always damage things. Okay, so that's that done. So this is sprue L. So we can put an L on this bag. There we go. It's not a V, it's an L. Right, so there's the front of our ignition boxes, electronic modules. There's a silver piece of plastic that was black by the look of it. Cooling ducts for the rear end. That's the side of our catch tank. More bits of the cooling ducts. And there's a reservoir. I'm assuming that is washer bottle. I'm not sure, but it may be something to do with the brakes. I'm assuming that's washer bottle. So there we go. It could be a reservoir for the clutch. Don't know. So that's all those parts there. Right, I'm going to get those individually bagged up and then I'll be straight back. Right, so here we have another sprue. This is sprue, can't see it, sprue E. So we'll put an E on there. I'm not going to open this one because it's just flat panels. This is just the rear inner wheel arches, the rear fenders, and that's the panel that's going in the cockpit. So that's the firewall going across the back of the cockpit. And then we got these two boxes here. So these will have some tape holding them together. So we'll cut the tape. Cut the tape there, get these boxes apart. Right, so what have we got here? We've got two. Well, we've got three. There's three boxes, not two. Like we only had one with the Lamborghini. So here we go. Right, so we have here. If this is the way Pocher are going with their kits, they have just taken a massive leap forwards, guys. You know, you compare this to the Testarossa. I'm not going to get these out because I think these are kind of sealed together almost, and then once you break that I don't think they'll go back together again. So I'm not going to get them out. I think you can see everything clear enough. So we've got all our throttle bodies here. Okay, and there's the intakes, and then we've got that's our cam covers there. So cam covers, throttle bodies, intakes, and we've got all our brake discs here. So you could drill them through if you want. We've also got the bells there with the holes in them, which is extremely nice. All very small. That's how it was in those days, guys. You didn't have, I mean, cars. I mean, this was like bloody ultimate stuff. These brakes are probably smaller than you get on a Ford Fiesta now. But unbelievable, unbelievable. This is beautiful. And then here we've got another shallow tray. So we've got wishbones, shock absorber parts. More little fragile parts. There's a metal column there. There's our gear linkage. This is beautifully packaged, all thoughtfully done so that nothing is damaged. Got a little cap of some sort there, you can see there. There's our pedals, again with the grid on them. Look how lovely is that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then here we have brake calipers. So there's 4 brake calipers. We had another 2 brake calipers over there. Maybe we've got twin brakes on the front or something. Something they used to do. Shock absorber bodies, master cylinders, UJs. I don't think they work. They don't work. They're just cast solid. I'm sure they're just cast solid. And then we've got the rubber donuts there. And there's the tripod joints there for those rubber donuts. So this is all about the rear suspension and everything. Uprights. Beautifully cast. No great big ejector pin marks like we had on the Lambo either. Very, very nice. And then finally, for the cardboard box, are we going to get this in? I don't think we are. We've got 5 minutes. This is a great big bag of bits. So, so we got TU1, so there's some clear tubing, that's for our fuel hoses. TU3, so that's some sort of, I don't know, 2mm vinyl hose. Then we've got TU4, that's like 3mm vinyl hose. I'm glad they've used this instead of those vinyl moulded parts. TU2, we've got some red pipe in there, so that's going to be for electrical stuff, I'm guessing. We have seat belts, so that's nice. You can see it's got the nice ribbing pattern on there. TU5, that's like a 4mm hose. Seat belt 2, so that's going to be the straps I'm thinking for the spare wheel. Oh, we've got the screws there. Here we have, oh blimey, SP1, absolutely tiny, tiny, tiny little springs. Be careful not to lose them. Don't forget, the first video you'll get on here, guys, will be getting started and how I go about storing stuff and all that. SP2, so that's another little pair of springs, not sure what they're for, but we've got hooks on the end. Pin 1, so there's a little pins for the suspension. SP3 and SP4, that's going to be our forward and rear suspension springs. We have our photo etch seat belt buckles, and they're probably buckles for the spare wheel. That's a certificate. Okay, 917, Joe Siffert, Derek Bell, 1971, Monza 1000 kilometers, scale 1/8, year of construction 1970. Dr. in HCF Porsche KG Stuttgart Zuffenhausen. So there you go. And then we got WR01, that's reflective. Okay, so that's going to be somewhat that's going to be for the rear view mirror, I'm guessing. Pin 2, it's got 4 of those metal pins. Pin 3, 4 of those little metal pins. Here we have exhaust pipe 1, and they are beautifully chamfered off on the ends, polished up. So there's your metal exhaust pipes. How real do they look, guys? They look like metal exhaust pipes because they're metal exhaust pipes. Here we have a shaft, BR1. Screw O, so there's your 6mm Allen bolts. They're not 6mm, they're 5, aren't they, I think? But there's Allen bolts there if you're going to use the stand, the display case. And then we've got DL1, and that's going to be DL2, I'm guessing, yeah. Okay, so there's all those bits and pieces, and then here, I'm not going to get them all out, but we have a bag full of screws. Again, I'll be showing you in a separate video. Well, the next video in this Porsche series will be how I go about it, and I might see if I can come up with a little teasers just to get your juices flowing. If there's anything on this kit that you really want to see again, just ask and I'll see what I can do. But I cannot do any building until we actually have a release date, or until it's released, sorry. Notice the little dog's watching. Right, so I've now got to try and get all this back in that box. See you tomorrow. Alright, so back at the bench now, and this is the second box that I'm opening. I'm not sure if they've got numbers or whatever, but this is just the second one I'm opening. As you see, we've got this Pocher tape around the outside. On my model, the tape's upside down, so be careful when you open it. The box has holes in the top face, so it's obviously designed to go that way. If you open it the other way around, you might have bits start rolling into each other or something. So I'm just going to make a slice in this tape and then get under the edge of it, he says. So we'll get this tape ripped off all the way around. Mind the dog. There we are. So that's our Pocher quality seal, unqualified now. So let's just open this up and see what we've got in here. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is nice. Look at this. Wow. This is just unbelievable. This is why you do not want to open this upside down, guys. So you can see we've got a couple of pieces got misplaced here, but as I can see, as far as I can see, nothing is actually damaged. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is the size of the space frame for the engine by the look of it. which is lovely. You've got ejector pin marks there which may need to be filled. We'll have to see if they're visible. There's our main. This is going to go up beside the driver, behind the driver. So that's our main central part of our space frame. Remember, the whole car was just a tubular frame, and then there's just a fiberglass body draped over it. It wasn't carbon fiber, it wasn't Kevlar. Well, I thought it was Kevlar, but it wasn't. It was very, very low tech by today's standards, but it was very, very high tech back then. And, yeah, this is gorgeous. They've got rid of all the seam lines before they've painted it. It's like they've got a whole new team doing this. It's like it's come out of a different factory. It may well have done. This is just... Does that go that way up? Or that way up? Goes that way up now, see? And then there's the... I'm guessing that's the base. Again, we've got big ejector pin marks here. For the modelers amongst us, the others, the people that aren't modelers won't care about things like that. And then I'm guessing here is the steering rack, so we've got teeth on there to engage with the steering wheel. It's beautiful. Wishbones here for the suspension. As you can see, again, tubular, fabricated, welded together. Old school stuff. Really, really lovely. There's the upper bar there. That's going to be the main roll cage for driver's head protection. Silver frames, I'm guessing these are the fuel tank supports. Again, you can see they've removed all the seam lines before painting. I mean, you may want to come in and refinish it and stuff, but, you know, out of the box, this is just absolutely stunning. Really, really lovely. Beautiful. And as you can see, every single part is individually numbered for us. But, I'm gobsmacked. I really am gobsmacked. The finish is just... You know, they've got rid of all the mould seams. There's a few ejector pin marks, but there's no sort of flash left on there. It's like they've gone through a hell of a quality control procedure. And this, I've already asked, guys, in case you're wondering, is this a production level kit? And they've assured me it is. So whatever you get in September will be exactly the same as this. That's what they've assured me. What an anti-roll bar there by the look of it, is it? Yep, anti-roll bar there with the adjustable link on the end. What a lovely thing this is. I'm tempted just to build it out of the box. I really am. It's that interior frame for the windscreen. I'm guessing that goes up inside and then you click the windscreen's going to click between that and the... And that's metal as well. And it's all cleaned up. There's no pins, there's no ejector pins, nothing. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, guys. I think you might have got the vibe by now that I like this model. It's quite nice, actually. More wishbones. Right. Let's have a look in the final box, and that's going to be full of beautiful blue and orange bodywork, I think. Okay, so once again, Pocher tape is upside down. Holes in the top of the box. So once again, I'm going to slice the tape. Really want to make sure these boxes are the right way up, guys, when you open them, because you can imagine with that last one, that would have been a bit of a mess. It would have just been all over the place, those little slim parts, those little tubular parts. Let's just get this tape off. There we go. Right. Right, you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? There we go. Look at that. The child go on his motorbike. It's wrong with some people. Anyway, look at this. Don't know where to start. I'll tell you where we're going to start is here. There's a lot of metal in here. Again, we've got this oily film, and we have the main body here. And as you can see there, and as you can see on the overhead there, it is beautiful. The decals have been put on, and then it's lacquered over the top by the look of it. The finish is gorgeous. You can see there's no orange peel. It really is something else. Got to be careful I'm banging it on there. It is, I can't wait to see this finished. It is beautiful, guys. The Golf Porsche across the back. Golf Porsche on the sides. Put that down there. Okay, and put the plastic on the top. Here we have our cylinder banks. They're also in metal. All cleaned up nicely before they're painted. You can see there. Beautifully done. All the cooling fins on them. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. We've got our transmission casing here. So this is all metal, so that's all those threads are going to have to be tapped. And that's all going to go together like that. So that's the bottom, and then the top's going to go down on top there. Stunning. And here we've got, that's an interior piece there. We've got a big casting mark there, so I may want to sand that and paint that out again. We shall see. Same here. I think you can see that on the overhead. You can see it on the other camera though. And then here we've got our, this is the back end of the gearbox. That's going to be quite visible on the finished model, so you might want to repaint that and give it a wash or whatever. Or just leave it as it is. It looks bloody great as it is. There's nothing in there. And then we have here exhausts. Metal exhausts. Yeah, they've still got the seam lines on, so we'll clean those up, get those painted, get them glued together, screwed together, whatever, and then clean up all the seams. Or just build it out of the box and let it look stunning on its own. What's this in here? We've got a bag. We've got bags of bits. Oh, that's exhaust parts in there. I don't need to get those out. You see there's all parts in there to make up the exhaust. Oh, those uprights we saw earlier were the front uprights, because these are the rears. Look at those. They're huge. Great big babies they are. They're lovely. That's DCA 11, DCA 12. Here's our cylinder heads. You can see we've got spark plug detail in there. So it's obviously a twin spark engine. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's twins, it's 2 spark plugs per cylinder. And then our cam covers will go over there. Remember that Lamborghini, all the engine was plastic. This is all metal by the look of it. The actual crankcase itself is plastic. I don't remember seeing that, to be honest. Maybe it's under here. Maybe it is metal. Maybe it's, yes it is, it's here. It's all metal. Wow. So here, let's get this out first. I don't know if I use this. So this is the beautiful, beautiful front end of your 917. Look at that, guys. Look at that. How beautiful is that, eh? There you go on the overhead. The paintwork is just gorgeous on it. And the black line striping is beautiful. It's very, very nice indeed. I'm going to put that, in fact what I'm going to do is put this rear end back in here. Sorry about the squeaking, guys. And then I can put this front end down here and you can look after it. So where's the plastic sheet? There's the plastic sheet for that. We'll get this covered up in case we drop anything on it. I would seriously suggest get all these engine parts and everything out, put them in a box separate, wrap them up in bags or something, so you're not keep disturbing this, because this is asking for trouble. Keep getting these parts out, you're going to knock them off somewhere, scratch, chip, bent, broken, whatever. That's my advice. So here we have the, this is the rear windscreen surround. And then here we have the top of the transmission. That's all nicely done. Again, all those ribs are neatly done. There's a sticker missing there. Oh, it looks like they've changed the position of it. Yeah, they put it there and then they moved it. Here's our frunk, bonnet, hood, whatever you want to call it. Again, very nicely done. Beautiful paintwork. Plastic sheet to protect it there. We've already looked at that stuff. Then here we've got our doors. So just look at one door. It's very light. It's very thin as well. There's the door again. We've got the golf striping on the top there. I'd love to know how they mask all this up and get this painting done. It's beautiful. And then here, put this down over here. Here we have one half of our cylinder block. Again, painted in that lovely metallic grey colour. You may wish to repaint it, you may wish to leave it as it is. And then we've got the same over here with the other door and the other cylinder, with the other cylinder block there. So those bags can go over that to protect the doors. In fact, they can wrap round like that, and then that one can wrap round like that. Here we go, sorry about the squeaking. We're all there now going, with your teeth I expect. And then here, we have this beautiful part here. I'm going to have to lift that out again. Put that there. See what I mean, guys, about... We've got this huge floor plate here in the light grey colour. All metal. Beautiful, weighs a ton. Really, really nice. Complete flat underbelly. Probably made of fiberglass again. Painted light grey. So they could have easily made this out of plastic, but they decided to make it out of metal. Adds some weight stability, gets it to sit in its suspension properly. So yeah, there we go. So carefully put this back in, like so, with my teeth hanging out. And then we got the front end there. It's going to go back down in there like that. Squeak, 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 sorry guys. So there we go. And then we're going to put this lid back on. What you generally find with these boxes, you can see at the there's a cutout. If you look on the lid, there's a square lug, so you can't put it on the wrong way round. You don't want to put it all the way around because you want it to, because you can see it's got like lumps here. Where are we? Where are we? There's lumps. Where are we? You can see there's lumps here. Here we go. There's lumps there, and they go in and sit on top of these doors to hold them in. So it's the packaging is very clever. When you think, you know, it's chucked on the back of trucks and everything, You can see all those big scratch marks on there. It's getting handled in the factory and everything. They do a great job. So anyway, there we are. That has been a review of this stunning model from Pocher, and I'm gobsmacked. It really is nice. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. As I say, the next video will be how I prepare, what I get ready, the tools and bits and pieces. And then if you want to copy me, you can, or you can just carry on as it is and build it as they intended. Thank you for watching. I will see you all very soon. Bye.